Unvired. We will give folks a couple minutes to join in and then start. Just some housekeeping notes. All participants will be muted till we begin the questions and answer session. We will record the webinar and send a link to all participants an email copy of the presentation. Okay, at this point, I would like to introduce our speakers today. Joining me today are Alok Pant, CEO of Unvired, and Dilip Sridhar, VP of Products. I'm now going to hand over to Alok to begin our presentation.
Thanks, Paul. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. I'm going to quickly, first of all, give you an introduction on Unvired, and then we'll discuss how mobile enterprise asset management can enhance operational excellence. After that, our VP of Product, Dilip, will discuss several of our mobile solutions, our mobile applications, and give you a demo of a couple of them. We will then open it up for questions after that. Let me also mention up front, since some of you may have to drop out earlier, in case you have to do that, we are offering a special promotion today, and we'll talk more about it at the end. But just to give a very high-level overview on that, we are offering today a 1-hour free consultation over the phone or web. You can have any question on mobility, and we will answer it. And also, we're offering a special 50% discount if you sign up for a free trial before the end of this month, before August 31st. So, with that, let's get started. I wanted to first give a quick overview of Unvired. Unvired is a Houston, Texas headquartered company. We have offices in Fremont, California, Bangalore, India, and satellite offices elsewhere in the US. Our customers are actually global. We have, most of our customers are in the US, but we also have customers in Europe, New Zealand, South America, Asia, and also South Africa. So what does Unvired do? We are a company that has two main products. We have a mobile application development platform, and on top of that, on top of the mobile platform, we have built several mobile applications. Many of them you can find on all the app stores, and you can also build any custom mobile app on the platform. So that's the Unvired mobile platform. It works both on-premise and on the cloud. So it's your choice, however you want to deploy it. In terms of the second line of products, the mobile applications, as I mentioned, we have a standard suite of mobile applications, especially in the area of enterprise asset management, which is what we'll be talking today. And then you can always build any custom mobile application. The mobile applications can be built for smartphones, tablets. We've also already built applications for Google Glass that integrate with SAP, as a matter of fact, with Apple Watch, Android Wear watches, and also some applications that integrate with beacons and the Internet of Things. So it is so we've built applications in all these different areas and also the emerging areas. In terms of our partnerships, we are an SAP partner. Why this is important for you is because our mobile platform is certified to run on SAP NetWeaver. So rest assured that when you run our applications, our solutions, nothing is going to break your systems. We're also an IBM partner, and specifically with respect to EAM in the Maximo space, we are platform partners with Apple, Microsoft, Windows, BlackBerry, and Android, as you would expect. So that's the overview. Let me quickly now just kind of give you a glimpse of some of our customers. You can move to the next slide, Dilip. Thank you. So I'll just spend maybe a minute and highlight 2 or 3 customer case studies here. Gives you a flavor for what kind of solutions we built in the EAM space. So Kaneka is a chemicals manufacturing company in Houston, where we've actually mobilized their entire plant operations. So the CIO had the vision for what we call the digital plant. So we mobilized SAP plant maintenance there. We've deployed the Unvired mobile apps for rounds, for work orders, for inventory management, warehouse management, and so that's a really good case study for us. We've also got Well Networks, which is a utility customer in New Zealand. Same thing there, mobilized the EAM. The customer runs SAP plant maintenance, and we've built several apps for them in that area. So that's, again, another EAM case study. Then we have Sigma Aldrich, which is a chemicals life sciences company in St. Louis. We have Saab Miller, the beer and the beverage company in South Africa. And in all these cases, we've mobilized not just plant maintenance, but we've also mobilized various modules in SAP, whether it is materials MM modules for inventory management, sales, CRM. For us, we specialize in mobilizing back-end systems, and especially SAP. That's our forte. So that's what I wanted to spend as far as our customers go. If you can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So as we are working with customers in different verticals, right, with oil and gas, utilities, chemicals, refineries, and even CP companies, as we have deployed these apps and had conversations with plant managers, C-level executives, the operations guys, the maintenance guys, what is clear to us is what we define as the 7 pillars of operational excellence. So on the top of that is, the whole communication, collaboration piece, right? Then we have safety, extremely important in the industries we serve. Plant uptime, very important. And we'll talk about it in the next slide, but I'm just giving you an overview. Compliance, we find customers telling us extremely important. Nobody wants a fine or be in the bad books of EPA, right? Worker knowledge, training, retention, extremely important. Resource utilization or asset longevity, extremely important for people in the EAM space. And then finally, what good is collecting all this data, even digitally, if you can't analyze it, if you cannot present it in a dashboard so people can make decisions, right? So these are the 7 pillars. Let's go to the next slide, and we'll delve a little bit into each of these, and then we'll discuss our solutions. All right. So what are the challenges that our customers are finding, and how can one overcome that using mobile applications? I think that is the focus of today's discussion. Coming back to the first pillar of operational excellence, which is communication, collaboration, what we find is that there are different groups, right? There's reliability, there is maintenance, there's operations, there is safety, and all these different groups are communicating today with too many emails, phone calls. It's not very efficient, right? What leads to business delays, etc. So that is one challenge that we find. Different groups not able to collaborate seamlessly. Then we have plant uptime. This is what keeps plant managers awake in the night, right? They want to keep the plant uptime so you can produce more. This is a direct impact of revenue, goes to the balance sheet. So that's a big, big challenge. How do I increase or keep my plant uptime right up there? Worker knowledge, training, retention. In the industries like chemicals and oil and gas, the older workforce is retiring, younger people are coming in, and there is a big concern about how will we transfer the knowledge to the younger generation. So, that's another key challenge. I think mobile applications can really help with that. Then the next pillar is safety. This is paramount in the minds of, EAM people, right? How do I issue safe work permits, electronically, and move away from paper? How do I move away from paper logs of my shift operations? How can I, increase my productivity even in safety? All these things are keeping them awake. Then related to safety is compliance, right? How am I making sure that I'm keeping my records so that when EPA comes in and they do their 6-monthly audit, I'm not going to a room and searching frantically. Rather, if I can show them digitally, it would be so much better. So compliance is an area where we feel mobile apps, we are actually finding mobile apps are making a difference. And then resource utilization, right? How do I optimize my production and people resources? How can I reduce the emergency orders? How can I reduce urgent orders so I can do more of, predictive and maintenance, predict things before they break? So those, and then, as I mentioned, then how do I bring all this data from different systems into a nice dashboard, with some nice red, green, and yellow colors, so I can quickly see what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. So those are the 7 pillars, and we have addressed those, with our solutions. At this point in time, I'm going to request my colleague Dilip to discuss our solutions and give you a quick demo. So over to you, Dilip.
Thank you, Alok. Good morning, everybody. This is Dilip Sridhar. So Alok gave us the 7 pillars of operational excellence. Also spoke about the challenges that plant managers and plant operators and companies face in terms of operations and maintenance. So our solutions are focused on making EAM, EAM, completely enabling them on mobile. It could be through inspections, that is Unwired Rounds Manager for SAP, or for preventive and breakdown maintenance via Unwired Work Orders for SAP. It could be with master data collection to help you keep your master data clean in plant maintenance, your equipment and location, or managing your warehouse process with respect to Unwired Inventory Manager for SAP. And finally, how do you do efficient shift handover, right, and maintain your shift records. That's what we're going to talk about and see a demo of today, okay, of some of these applications. So firstly, let us look at the inspection scenario. Rounds manager, right? The inspections is a very key pillar in maintenance, which helps you with your preventive maintenance. Helps you ensure that equipment don't break down. They are working in peak conditions so that your productivity is maximum. Typically, the challenges with inspection are accurate readings. How do you ensure that operators can collect these readings and bring in actionable dashboards with these? So what our application for Rounds Manager does is helps the operator get their inspection rounds pushed to their mobile device every day. When they come into the plant, they just pick up their mobile devices and they can see on their iPad or Android or whichever mobile device they use, the inspections they're supposed to be doing. They can look at the inspection and find out which plant or what equipment they need to exactly inspect in which locations, and they can go there and capture the various parameters or measurement readings on these equipment and locations. While doing so, their GPS location is also recorded to ensure that in an audit you can match the GPS location of the equipment along with the position where the operator captured the record, not only in an audit, but even before that, as soon as there's a variance, a trigger goes to the supervisor about non-compliance in that day's inspection readings. Right? You could also not only capture the inspection readings, but also look at the equipment historical readings or locations historical readings of any parameter, so that you know what has happened in the past. While capturing these readings, you could also report problems. If you see some equipment is not functioning, or there's an oil leak, or there is something that is ruptured, you can immediately create a notification from your mobile device, capture a picture, and send it to SAP. That in turn triggers the work orders or sends it to a supervisor for review. So you can report problems immediately. While reporting problem, you can also capture the picture of the problem equipment or location, so that the person who looks at this, the supervisor who looks at this and who is responsible for maintenance, can prepare better and attend to this in a much more prepared fashion. So inspections not only help you record readings, but also help you report problems, at the same time capture pictures and tag it with the GPS location, right? So once you do these, the benefits are obvious, that your data that is captured is no more paper-based. You completely eliminate paper-based systems. Previously, without mobile devices, you would bring down papers, checklists, and capture these readings, and probably they would go into cabinets, or they would get manually entered into SAP, which is not very efficient. And there can be a lot of mistakes. So the data capture quality is very good, and you can report issues immediately rather than calling somebody or coming back and letting a supervisor know about a problem. Your compliance increases, and your audit results 100%. You make your audits easier. And most importantly, you also eliminate redundant work because you know what is happening. And once these processes are in, what you can do is you can use analytics to reduce the periodical inspections. Probably you know that you're doing your daily inspections, but actually these kind of equipment, based on the results you are seeing, the inspection don't need to be done for those equipment on a daily basis, probably a weekly basis. So you can also move your inspections, reschedule your inspections, and optimize your plant inspections. So those are some of the benefits of having the Unvired Rounds Manager in SAP. We'll also see a demo of this later. But before that, let's go to the next application, that is the work orders. Unvired work orders for SAP. Typically in a plant, how work orders are attended to are, the operators come into their office, they go to their supervisor who prints a bunch of work orders, calls for a team meeting and assigns the work orders, gives the papers to the operators with all the details. These printouts are from SAP, and then they go into the field, do their work, capture everything on the piece of paper, and come back and give it to a data entry operator, or they themselves key into SAP, which is extremely inefficient. So how would it be if the operator came into the office, picked up his or her mobile device, or picked up a shared device, and they got once they logged in, they got all the orders pushed to their device based on who's logged in, or if you have your own device, the orders get pushed to your device. You look at the order, you know what you need to do today. You know which location to visit, which equipment needs maintenance, what is at fault. So while looking at this, you can also look at the historical orders and notifications, problems that are associated with this equipment and location, and also the pictures that were captured at the location, if any, and you will have a better idea of what you're supposed to do, and not just reading text, but you will be prepared. And before you go to the location, you know what exact parts you need. So from your mobile device, you book the parts against the order, you reserve them in the maintenance warehouse. So when you walk into the maintenance warehouse operator keeps the parts ready for you. You pick up the parts, go to the order location, look at the equipment, make your fixes, get it to a peak working condition, then you can record the time you have spent, you can record the materials that you actually used to fix it. Additionally, you can also fill your compliance documents. It could be compliance documents associated with the order or equipment. It could be on-demand compliance documents, or it could be pre-associated compliance documents. Fill these compliance documents. Additionally, also take signatures from the plant supervisor or whoever is in charge of that plant at that point. Get a sign-off from them that the work was done. Once all this is done, you can go and submit this order, and all the order details that you have captured goes to SAP. While before submitting, you can also capture the exact object part that was broken. You can analyze what was the cause and capture the cause too. So basically, you are helping your data collection so that your analytics can project what exactly went wrong, how many times, and basically help you move from just preventive maintenance to predictive maintenance, so that you already know that this kind of equipment or these kind of problems occur at what frequency, and you can actually chart out a plan so that your predictive maintenance ensures that these equipment don't ever break down. Additionally, you can also manage equipment installation, uninstallation. For example, it could be in utilities where you are actually installing new equipment, or it could be in plants where you are commissioning new equipment or decommissioning equipment, right? So all the process of a work order, from notification creation, that is reporting problems, to capturing the exact problems, to working on the order, the operators can work out of their mobile devices. All these help you in terms of attending urgent work orders, simply because the orders are pushed to your device and you're nobody is calling you to help tell you that, hey, there's a new work order, you need to attend to this. You eliminate paperwork, you capture data accurately, and when you are at your site, if you needed expert advice or expert help, You could FaceTime with that expert or call the expert or show them the problem that's occurring, and then they could immediately offer their expert advice to help you repair it or fix it immediately, rather than you having to call them, wait for the expert's assistance. The expert could be actually sitting in some other location, in a manufacturer's location, and they could actually be helping you from there. So this basically completely speeds up your maintenance. And finally, you can report your status better. So as soon as you pick up the order, you can put it to in process and inform your supervisor they are working on it. So the supervisors have almost real-time information to know who is working on what work order and what is the current status. And of course, finally, your compliance and audit, along with the signatures and the documents that you have filled, are up to date, and your audit is a cakewalk and no more a nightmare, simply because you don't have to run around to find data when there's an auditor. You just have to run a report, and you have all your compliance documents and signatures for whatever period that is required. So this is work orders, Unvired work orders for SAP. Next, we look at master data management, Unvired master data management for SAP. While doing work orders and inspections is very important, having good quality master data is extremely important to help work orders and inspections. Having accurate equipment and location data, the GPS information, all of this is important. Many times our customers face the challenge of how do I actually keep the master data up to date? How do I capture pictures or take the real pictures of the equipment and associate it with the equipment and location information in the SAP system or the system of record, so that that is available for everybody? It could be even procedural documents or compliance documents. How do we associate all of this with equipment and location? Should it be done manually, or should we create programs? The best way to do this is from the mobile device. Manage your equipment and locations from the mobile device, create them, edit them, empower your personnel to go ahead and edit it, or if you want a two-level structure, you can help them create notifications to report to you what is the master data problem, and then you can use your mobile device from wherever you are, a supervisor, to approve it so that the equipment and function location gets updated. You can see hierarchical views. You can associate images, procedural documents, so that when somebody gets a work order, the operator gets a work order on the mobile device, all the associated pictures, the procedural documents, the compliance documents, all of that is available. You can also accurately capture the GPS information by walking around in your plant for each equipment and location, so that when you are inspecting the equipment and location, that can be compared with the operator's location. So the benefits are having perfect master data, easy ways to update it, and completely reducing the master data management cost, or running a cleanup effort every 6 months or 1 year, so that your master data is up to date. You will never get into that situation because your master data is getting updated real time or near real time. Next, let us look at shifts. Shifts are very important. How do you, people are recording shift notes, or shift handover is one of the most important functionalities in a plant. Operators are working in shifts so that the productivity of the plant is maximum. So when they are working in shifts, how do they communicate with the next shift operators? They have to physically meet them, or record everything in a piece of paper so that the next shift logbook, so that they can come in and read the logbook. That is old school. The best way to do it is with the Unvired shift handover. As in when you're working on your mobile device, you can capture your shift notes, tag equipment notifications, or report problems, and use your electronic logbook to capture all the information that you have done in the shift, and also leave notes for the next shift operators, so that when the next shift comes in, they can quickly go through the notes on their mobile device, and then they know what to do. So basically, it enhances safety, helps shift handover to be smooth, taking less time. It reduces redundancies and errors. Finally, the Unvired Inventory Manager for SAP, which helps you manage your warehouse process, like checking stock from wherever you are in the warehouse. It could be in a finished goods warehouse or a maintenance warehouse. typically maintenance warehouse and finished good warehouses are large, requiring people to be moving around with their hands busy. How do they really work with the system? They can't keep walking to terminals all the time and checking information and entering data. The best way to do it is with their mobile device, checking stock wherever they are. When they move goods from one location to the other, immediately capture that with barcodes in their mobile device. Counting can be greatly enhanced. You can reduce the amount of time required for your counting by managing the physical inventory counting on the mobile device. You can ensure accurate deliveries. You can manage your delivery picking and packing on the mobile device. You can create purchase requisitions when you notice that the stock is low in the warehouse. You can receive goods from your vendors against purchase orders. You could issue goods against work orders or cost center to your maintenance technicians. You can take goods returns from your maintenance technicians when they have over borrowed and they are ready to return. The benefits, again, are completely accurate stock information. Many times at the end of the year, when physical inventory counting happens in a warehouse, hundreds of thousands of dollars are written off in missing stock, misplaced stock. It could be because they are really misplaced, or they were used but never reported, or probably pilferage. Most of that is eliminated because you have accurate stock information now, and people can't pull out stock without having to make these entries either in a kiosk that is outside the warehouse or inside the warehouse, or because the warehouse operators are entering them instantaneously. Completely eliminate paperwork, increase your productivity. You can have faster data entry through barcode, so productivities are high. The benefits of having inspections, work orders, master data, and rounds, and shift the handover and inventory management are something which we already discussed. So now let us look at a demo of these applications in action. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my iPad. So that I can show you a demo of rounds and work orders to start with, and time permitting, we can do more demos. We start with the rounds and work orders. Let us see how the operators can use, do inspections and manage their work orders from the mobile device. When the operators come in and pick up their shared mobile device or their own mobile device, they will see the rounds that are pushed to the mobile device, and they will see a summary of their work, how many rounds or how many inspection documents they need to do, how many are pending and how many are completed. They can quickly go in, pick up their rounds, they can see a summary of it, know which location to go to, select the round, and look at all the equipment and locations that need to be inspected. Then one by one, they can choose the equipment. As in this case, I am choosing a pump, and I can see all the different parameters that I need to record, and all the parameters probably that have been recorded by the previous shift operators. I know what exactly I'm recording. In this case, I'm actually recording the operation hours. While recording this information on the equipment, my GPS information also gets captured. I can see what was the last recorded value. I can see the history values of this equipment against this parameter. So I actually know how this equipment is functioning. I can go ahead and record my value and I can also enter my comments and save it. So once I record the equipment's parameters, I can go on and record the other parameters for the other equipment and location. I can also change the status of the inspection document once I'm done. and capture pictures and take signatures so that I have an audit log and I can help my audit with the pictures that I've taken to prove the exact condition of the equipment when this inspection was actually done. So that way you get all the benefits of your inspections and audits where you are completely paperless, recorded accurate readings, change the status, and also capture the images to help your audit. Next, let us look at work orders in operation. When I come in, I have all my work orders pushed to the device. So when I look at my order list, I know what orders and what priority I have to execute, how many orders over there for today, and how many are for tomorrow. And then I also get a glimpse of my work order. Here I need to fix an electric pump. I also know which location it is. It's in my plant K1B01, that's near a pump set, and in which work center. I go ahead and select the order. I get all my order details, right? I know which equipment, so I can go to the equipment and actually see its hierarchy if I am interested in the hierarchy of the equipment, so that it helps me understand how this equipment is and what it is made of. There are several pumps in the plant. Probably this pump is different. It has a different bill of materials, so that I know what exact parts are used in this. Once I know this and once I know the exact problem, if I don't know the problem, then I can go to the documents and actually see the associated documents here, the pictures, and know the exact status. With that, I can actually go back to my order and see if my supervisor has reserved any materials on this. I can see there is this material that has been reserved. There are some screws. Okay, I can go ahead to the warehouse and pick up these materials. Then look at the operational steps. And from the operational steps, I know exactly what to do. And from the operational steps, I can also go ahead and change the status to say I'm working on this operation now. I go ahead, go to the location or drive to the location, fix the equipment, then I'm ready to record my time. I go ahead and choose my operation and say this is the amount of this is the work I've done. I work for an hour today while fixing this. I can leave any comments if they are necessary. I can go ahead and say finally a final confirmation so that this work is done for this operation. Additionally, at the end of it, I can go ahead and change the status of the order and say this order has been completed. After this, we can go ahead and record the picture of the equipment to prove that the work order was done and the equipment was functioning. Additionally, if you want to create a notification for an audit, later audit, or report additional problems, you could go ahead and create additional notifications. This application works completely offline. So you have all your equipment and location information, so you can pick them, go ahead and create a notification along with the pictures. So the summary is, in the work orders application, you could work on your orders, your notifications, you could capture your measurement readings, you could capture the time you have spent, the materials that you have used, also capture signatures from the person for whom you executed this order by just selecting the operation and taking a signature. So when you're ready and submit this order is recorded in SAP with all the documents. And compliance is basically all the compliance documents that you have filled on the document that could be sitting in SharePoint or in SAP, DMS, or any other external system. It will be open text. So it could be saved in any external system, and your reports that you run in SAP or other external tools have all of this information. So there is zero preparation audit. That means any time audit is absolutely fine. All your documents are in place. In the interest of time and the questions from the attendees, I would like to pause the demo and probably hand over to Alok at this time. so that Alok can go ahead and we can also take questions.
Yes, so thank you, Dilip. So at this point, let us open it up for questions. So, if you have a question, we request you to identify yourself and please raise your question and we'll try to answer it. So go ahead, please. So I'm going to start here. I do have a question here. Somebody has emailed here. Dilip, maybe I'll take a first cut. You can answer it. The first question is, how long does it typically take to deploy some of these apps? So before I go there, let's just spend a minute on that. On the promotion that we are offering today, we thank you for your time today, and and in appreciation of that, we're offering today, as I mentioned before, 1 hour free consultation on any aspect of mobility. You can ask us, we can schedule it, send me an email, and we will answer your question, give you advice as best as we can, right? And the second thing is we're offering a special pricing. We're offering a 50% discount on all our mobile apps. And the only request we have is please sign up for a free trial, before the end of this month, by August 31st, to avail of the special pricing. So again, we'll send you these slides, and we encourage you to take advantage of this promotion. I'd love to interact with you more. So let me come back to the question. Typically, what we have found is that for medium complexity apps like rounds and work orders, it can take anywhere between 6 weeks to 3 months. It again depends on the exact scope. What customers want is quick ROI on mobile. Right? They don't want $1 million SAP project. So so mobile projects we have found are shorter in duration. So in 6 weeks to 3 months could be more or less, probably sometimes more if it's more complex. Dilip, do you want to add to that deployment question?
Yeah, with the standard applications, you could actually start with a free trial or out-of-the-box usage of this application in less than a couple of weeks. And then you could go ahead with your full implementation, as that Alok already mentioned. It could be from 4 to 6 weeks or 3 months, depending on the complexity of your process.
All right. Any questions from the audience before I go to the next question here we've got? No. The other question that has come up is, how do you build a business case for mobile EAM, right? And we have found this, actually a couple of customers have also kind of brought this up before we deployed the apps for them. We feel the best way really is to tie the benefits you would get in the maintenance world to the balance sheet, right? So some of the benefits that we have found or customers are finding is, for example, planned uptime. That translates to increased revenues, which is a key element in your balance sheet. Increased safety compliance reduces the risk for the company, which again impacts investors positively, has a direct bearing on the balance sheet. So our suggestion would be, if your executives or bosses are saying, listen, why should we do mobile EAM? What are the benefits? How do I build a business case? We can work with you in building the business case. We can give you data as how do you tie this to your balance sheet impact. Also, the free trial that we can do for you, a simple POC that can also help build the business case. So we are really looking to partner with our customers to help build the business case so that mobility can be implemented in your organizations. Those are the only 2 questions that have come here before. So I'm going to ask one more time. If there are any questions from the audience, please just ask the question right now. Give people maybe a few seconds here. If there are no questions, my contact information and phone number will be there in the slides that will be sent to you. Please feel free, and the slide is right up there. I'm in Houston. I can be reached anytime. So please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you for your time today. We'll send you the link to the webinar, the presentation slides, and looking forward to collaborating with some of you. And have a great day, everyone. Thank you for your time. Bye.